Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Today I am here to share my journey, which was started from the very small rented room, which has a tin roof, to speak in the UN headquarters, New York. It is the transformations not happens overnight. It is a combinations of the so many Catholics movement happened in my life, which shapes my today's life. I'm here to share with you some of my Catholic movements related to the educations over here today. When I was very young, I think I was 7 to 8 years old, me and my cousin was playing on the staircase because the room was very small, so hardly any space for the playing. And we fell down on the staircase. It was an accident. Both were hurt. But at that time, the people gathered around and they were not showing comforting for me, but instead of that, they have scolding me for not taking better care of my cousin. So I was hurt, but I was more confused. Why? That day when my father came back from his work, and I asked him the one question that it was not my fault, it was an accident, and why the people were more sympathized towards my cousin. Uh, then my father answered, and that changed my perspectives for the life forever. He said, my cousin family is more educated than my father's, and then people are giving them the more respect and dignity, and hence the people were more sympathized towards my cousin. At that moment, I decided that I will excel in my education, and I was not my family and me let down in terms of the getting respect and dignity. I had acquired environmental engineering degree. Then after I did the social entrepreneurship course from the INSEAD School of Business Management. In IIM Ahmedabad also I did some special course. I was in the Michigan State University as a Fulbright fellow, and last year I was in the Oxford University for the 3 months. Means the journey still continues, and it will continue. But after that achievements, I gradually realized that education is not just enough, is like a formal education is not enough. I understood the broader meaning of the education, and I understood that educating yourself is also not an enough very soon. How? So then when I started the work in the rural areas after completing my educations, I had traveled around more than 200 villages. I stayed with the farmer families. I eat with them. I enjoy their festivals. I have participated in their sorrow moments. And I closely observed their life. And I found the gender discriminations at every level. I mean, women are excluded from all the kind of the household decisions. And surprisingly, women are also accepting their situations on the name of system, on the name of traditions, on the name of religious, lastly on the name of the destiny. But I found that women have are more resilience, and I found untapped wisdom among them. And I decided that I don't want to educate myself only, but that day I'm become my goal to help these rural women farmers to come out from their social status, upgrade their social status, and provide them the dignified life. At that time, I don't know when and how it will happen, but I decided that was my life goal. But nature gave me an opportunity. My co-founder was working in the northern part of the Gujarat, in the Patan area. It is a semi-arid region, which has a very little rain in the monsoon season, but land is affected with the salinity, so that their top layer of the land is affected by the salinity and hence become impermeable. So whatever the small rain comes on that land, the land gets waterlogged for the 15 days to 2 months period of time, so that farmers could not grow the crop. in the monsoon season. And in the dry season, for the winter and summer, they don't have the affordable irrigation solutions with them. So as a result, they have the piece of land. They are migrating towards the urban area as a construction labor work or maybe an agricultural labor work in the richer farmers. In short, they are suffering from all the kind of the bonded labor's problem. My co-founder was decided to find a solution for this problem. And the many people, community, the farmers, family, experts, individuals, they have come forward and they are trying to solve this problem. But that innovation didn't come overnight. It took the 5 to 7 years period of the time of the experiment. While one such experiment was doing on the field level, at the time, they were failed. I mean, there's a series of the failure were there, and they said they would give up. The male farmer said, we will not able to find the solutions for this problem. At that time, the one women farmers, or elderly farmers, were stood up and said, you can learn only when you fail. But enrich your knowledge up to that level so that you are not repeating your failures. Well zapped. And she was right. She was 200% right. We kept on trying. Women farmers chose his patience and the Bhungroo evolved. Bhungroo means what? Bhungroo means a big straw in the Gujarati language. It is because its important structure is a cylindrical, so that my local rural women farmers call it as Bhungroo. How it works, it filters the excess rainwater, inject it into the soil strata, store over the water over there, so that in monsoon seasons farmers can take the crops. And the same pipe, they are lifting it out the water in the dry season for the irrigation purpose. So from 0 crops to farmers can take at least 2 crops in a year. This is not limited its impact on just the water provider or the water things, but it transforms the lives of so many smallholder farmers. Because it gets very popular because of its too much unique properties. One unit can hold from 400,000 liters of the water to the 40 million liters of the water, and etc. So it is not have any, and it has a lots of agricultural impacts also. It improves the soil over a period of time. It increases the farmer's income, etc. So that on that moment we were finding that we are finding the solution for this community only. But gradually we came to know, no, this is the application at the national level. I mean, many states suffers from this kind of the solutions. And also we came to know afterwards that it is a global problem. So to scale it up on the larger scale, I have founded the social enterprise. Now, at this stage, there's nearly more than 5,500 units are existing, not only in the 12 states of India, but also in the Vietnam, Ghana, Bangladesh, and Rwanda. It is storing nearly 2.2 billion liters of the water per year. And it has the enormous other environmental and other benefits. Now you are wondering where the women come into the pictures. What is the point to talk about is education. So here what happened that Bhungroo unit, one unit was able to inject around 5 to 7 acres land of the water. So water does not know the boundary, right? So for the smallholder farmers, I think to increase the cost effectiveness of that unit, it is advisable to have the joint ownership of the Bhungroo from 5 to 7 farmers. Joint ownership means is like a co-farming. It's not just to selling the water, but selling the seeds, selling labor, selling electricities, and etc. At the time, male farmers said, no, we are not comfortable with these situations. We can't do that. At that time, Sankuben stood up and said, if they can't, then why won't we? We will take up the joint responsibilities of this unit. And we don't want the sympathy in our life. We don't want the aid. We want the solution. And we want the dignity. And that moment, my perspective was changed from aid to empowerment. We trained women farmers not only the technological aspects, but also how to maintain it. And now these farmers are training to the other farmers, like Caliban and Anjubans are training the 100 other women farmers of the surrounding villages. We call them the women climate leaders. They will train nearly 1,000 women farmers, and will so on, the chain will go on. So they took the charge of their life. They manage it, and because of the water they have in their hands, their say is increasing in the economic activities of the their household decision-making process. They empowered, and they had empowered other women also. As a result, we got awarded 3 times UNFCCC award, like United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, apart from the few other awards. One day, the award team, UNFCCC team, came to our field area to document the impact of the Bhungroo. And they asked the Sankuben, what is the one most important impact do you find in your life because of the Bhungroo technology? And the team was expecting that the Sankuben will tell that income is increased, maybe because now they are staying in the village, they are not migrating, so their children get better education, they have the better health access facility, maybe the soil improved over a period of time because of the large quantity of the water has been stored, they have repaid their debt, now they have the pakka house, they come out from the poverty levels. But on a surprise note, not a single reasons came out from the said by the Sankuben. Sankuben said, we were earlier the farm laborers, now we are the self-employed and we are the farmers. In our village, the people asking us, they are calling us as a Sankuben, means giving the respect. And that's why this technology provides us a dignified life. So I'm calling that this is an innovation for the dignity. That's how they shows that how they transform the life of the women people. So, in the conclusions, I think I'm here to tell you about the things that on the 3 key lessons of my life. One is the educations lead an individual, because the education, like me, is from the small tin roof, my journey towards the as a speaker in the United Nations. So education leads and individuals, that proves. Second, educated women leads and community. So like Caliban and Anjuban and other women climate leaders, they not only reform their household economy, but they become an instrument to uplift the livelihood of the community. And these women are now, these illiterate rural women are now showing the way to the COP conferences and to the policymakers of the world that how this community-based, nature-based solution can reform your life and can be adopted by the government, and it should lead the world to get rid from the flood and drought situations both. So that's how the community leads a nation and the world. Thank you.